Welcome, everybody. Council meeting, Mount Pearl City, May 21st, 2024. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And we'll adopt the agenda first, and then we're going to have some welcoming remarks because she's back. Good to see you. So council, before you see the agenda and on motion of Councillor Locke, second by Councillor Lane. Thank you very much. All in favor? And those opposed? Motion is carried. It is with great pleasure that a long journey, a journey longer than planned, has played out here in the city in the last 12 months, and it's on an anniversary date. But I want to say to the deputy mayor, a very warm welcome to you. Welcome back to the first time you've been in our attendance. We've really missed you. Your voice is important and valued, and we're so glad to see you. So welcome back. Would you like to take the floor and respond?
I absolutely would. Thank you, Your Worship. This is an important day. It's a milestone not only to be back in this council chambers with my esteemed colleagues, incredible staff, and the public here listening and engaging in this process, but today is also the day in which it marks a year since my unfortunate accident. And I'm so grateful. I woke up today with, you never know, on a milestone, you could feel it could be difficult. You could remember how hard it was. You can think about some of the low points to that. Milestones can affect people all different ways. I am thankful to say I woke up with energy and positivity and just couldn't wait to see everyone I saw today. So I marked it with a very important thing that, I mean, for many, it's something that they do often and easily, and it's enjoying Powers Pond, one of our key, beautiful walking trails in Mount Pearl. Well, this marks the very first time where I went outside with some hiking poles, took on the terrain, and did it for the very first time. Nature is so not just like important to me, but it's a part of my mental health. It's a part of my community, just being out. And for many parts of this journey, I had been hospitalized, hard to get out of my bedroom, hard to get out of my bed. So going outside and getting engaged and being active was so important. I was on the trail, and it was me and my friend Jennifer, and a very small crowd. But I could not help but think of everybody, from paramedics to the public, to messages, to people who provided meals, family and friends. If they were on that walk with me too. And if they were all there today, I really truly believe the entirety of Powers Pond would be filled, because that is how I can say I am here where I am today, is from the help and support of people. And people think, how are you so resilient? You're so inspiring. And I am truly appreciative of those comments. And when I think deeper to that, I have to think about the people who knew when to push, the people who knew when to listen and be a part of my support network and do anything and everything. And sometimes I didn't know what I needed, and they came through. So today is important. And of course, I'm back in council chambers, so I have an incredible lens to work around accessibility that I'm learning, and I can't wait to learn together with everyone here. That I can't wait to talk about inclusion and all the wonderful things we are doing here as a city, and being a voice. And I think I really appreciate Your Worship saying that my voice matters, and I am ready to be here and be that voice and serve this community. And for that, I think we're all going to be a little bit better. And there's such more good things to come. If I were going to sum it all up, there is so much good to come. So thank you very much, everybody. And thanks for the Twizzlers. They've been waiting for me for a year.
Yeah, I ignore the best before days. Yeah, you don't know what fork is at the road and you don't know the timing of anything, but it's so good, like I said, to have you back. We're gonna bring you up to speed in the coming weeks. I know you arrive here with all that energy that you had before you left. But we are going to put you to work tonight. As a member of the Planning and Engineering Development Committee, you and Councillor Antle serve on that committee. And I know Councillor Antle can't be with us tonight, but he sends his best regards. And Councillor Rice, of course, is the alternate on that committee. So on behalf of all of us, and may I say, Nicole, it's great to see you. We've accomplished a lot in the last 3 years working together. And we've got another year left to our term, and we look forward to working together, all of us, to make this city a better place to live, right? Anybody else want to comment or hearing none? Let's get a picture with our deputy mayor, will we? Okay. Public service can be a very rewarding sector to work in. And I look at everybody here in this room. It's challenging at times, but our journeys always intersect our work journeys with our personal journeys. And we all have a story to tell, but I think the importance of today's council meeting is a new beginning for you, Deputy Mayor, and we look forward to marching on together, as they say.
Thank you so much.
All right. We begin today's public council meeting by respectfully acknowledging the province of Newfoundland and Labrador as the ancestral homelands of many diverse populations of Indigenous peoples, including the Biotech, who have contributed to 9,000 years of history on the island of Newfoundland. Today, this province is home to diverse populations of Indigenous and other people. We acknowledge, with respect, the diverse histories and cultures of the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit. We honor this beautiful land together as we strive for collective healing and true reconciliation. Public council minutes there, folks, May 7th. Good job as always putting them together, Ms. Pico. And to our city clerk, thank you so much. Any errors or omissions, please? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion, and on motion of Councillor Fry and seconded by the Deputy Mayor, we've adopted those minutes. Any business arising? Moving right along, I think we'll move now, Council, before committee reports. I believe we have a proclamation. And I note that Director Collins is here, who represents the city at this particular table in terms of recreation and community safety. Whereas the city of Mount Pearl recognizes that recreation enhances quality of life, active living, and lifelong learning, helps people to live happier and longer lives, develops creativity, and builds healthy bodies and positive lifestyles. And whereas recreation provides opportunities for personal growth and development for people of all abilities and can be especially helpful to people living with disabilities, and whereas our parks, open spaces, and trails ensure ecological sustainability, provide space to enjoy nature, help maintain clean air and water, and preserve plant and animal life. And whereas recreation is an important contributor to community economic development, which creates jobs, fosters tourism, and makes communities more attractive places in which to live, learn, work, and play. Therefore, the city of Mount Pearl does hereby proclaim the month, the entire month of June, as Recreation Month. And I'll sign that on behalf of my colleagues on council here today. And I'm going to look over on my right-hand side. Two committee members, got a director. Anybody want to comment in response?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm delighted to see the proclamation here today, as is outlined, and as you mentioned there, Mayor, all the benefits of recreation to not only your physical well-being, but your mental well-being, and it creates a sense of community. Our Deputy Mayor just mentioned about beautiful Powers Pond and all the wonderful trails that we have, throughout our city, our green spaces, the river, all add to the sense of community that we have here. And I just want to tip my hat and give kudos to the staff in our rec department, rec and community safety department, for the great work they do day in and day out. It's amazing when we sit around our committee table and you get an idea for the range of activities, programmings and activities that are offered in our city, from every age range, right from the very young to the most senior amongst us. And it is certainly a marker, a keystone to the community of Mount Pearl. So I just want to again send out huge thanks to Director Collins at the helm, and certainly all the staff that he oversees, because they do incredible work. And again, today is a beautiful sunny day out there, and hundreds and hundreds of Mount Pearlers and visitors were out enjoying many of our green spaces and our trailways. So it's a great proclamation. I thank you, Mayor.
Director Collins, as recent as last week, you folks put together the Focus on Youth Awards, and I can't think of anything that more emblematic of our city from a recreation point of view, besides our sports fields and our various rec associations. But the Focus on Youth Awards, I think, bring us into focus, and the biggest sector and the reason for Mount Pearl being here largely is family living. How are you celebrating Recreation Month being June?
I think the city in general, we celebrate throughout the year. There will be a focus on some activities in the month of June. Some details are being finalized. But the city has always prided itself on its recreation facilities, its parks. I think we should mention parks here as well. Our trail systems has been mentioned, but over the past many years, many councils, many city staff have been involved. And whether it's the attraction of residents, the sense of community that we've built, I think Mount Pearl's prided itself on.
Good stuff. Any other comments, Councilor Rice, please?
Yeah, just want to make a quick comment, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, Mount Pearl is such a wonderful, beautiful place, I mean, for recreation. And I've been in the city now 35 years. And I mean, my kids absolutely love growing up here in Mount Pearl, from the soccer field to the volleyball courts to the trails. I mean, we have so much to give to the residents of Mount Pearl. And the trail network itself, it's just something to come here for. And I just want to say, kudos to our staff that keep everything up here in the summertime. It's not an easy task, keeping the trailways up. And I mean, we always got windfall trees from the wintertime, and they're hard at work now this time of the year in the springtime cleaning up. So I just want to say, we have so much to offer, and hopefully more stuff to offer going forward in the future years. So I just want to add that in there. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. The next item you see there is correspondence from Mr. Hearn with the Municipal Assessment Agency. Director Pittman, I believe they've delivered our assessment roll. I hate to be talking taxes in June, not even June, it's May. We got to get to Recreation Month before we talk taxation, right? So, Director, this is just the delivery, but I noticed if I look at the numbers, the percentages, especially for Mount Pearl, looks like the real estate market's pretty healthy.
That's a preliminary review. We haven't finalized our assessment yet, our own assessment of the revised assessments from Municipal Assessment Agency, but so far looks positive. So
And one thing I should note, it'll be out in early June, so individual homeowners and businesses will receive their assessments. They have until, I believe it's August 2nd, which is roughly 30 days ahead of that, the delivery date to appeal. And I encourage people, if they don't think their assessments are accurate, which probably happens in a very small number or percentage, the best thing to do is contact the Municipal Assessment Agency directly, and I think that's what they're encouraging at customerservice@maa.ca. All right, now I think we're going to go to committee reports, and we're going to start off with Corporate Services and Public Works. Councillor Lane.
Thank you very much. The first item on our agenda tonight is the invoices for approval, as you can see there in your kit council. And the committee recommends the following invoices be approved for payment, totaling $555,036.18. And I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Lane. Thank you. Second by Councillor Rice. Any questions? I'll call the question. All in favor? Those opposed? Carried.
The second item on our agenda is the payment register and purchase card report. For the information of council, the following payment register for May 2nd to the 15th, 2024 totaled $1,093,220.02. And the purchase card report for March 26th to April 25th, 2024 totaled $443,280.22. And I so move.
No, it's just Q&A, folks. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Any sorry. All good. Thank you. Just making sure.
We're just scrolling through it there. It is, yep. Okay. And the third item on our agenda is the contract recommendation for the restaurant market study. As a recommendation from the long-term economic development strategy and strategic plan, the city will be conducting a restaurant market study to assess the current landscape and future opportunities within the food and beverage industry, within the goal to attract another full-service restaurant to the city. This project is important as the city has heard from residents and businesses through community engagement that there is support for another full-service restaurant in the city. This aligns with the city's economic development priorities as the city identifies opportunities to grow emerging sectors, create more jobs, attract residents and visitors, and provide more amenities for new and existing residents and businesses. The city issued a limited call for quotes on March 20th, 2024, and received 2 quotes. Based on the proposal, budget, and scoring criteria, the evaluation committee has deemed the lowest bidder, FBM, to be capable and qualified to complete the deliverables outlined in the project scope. FBM is a recognized professional planning and research firm with extensive experience and success in retail gap and market analysis to drive economic growth for communities. The Corporate Services Department recommends that the contract for the project to be awarded to FBM, and this recommendation was supported by the Corporate Services and Public Works Committee and also by the Committee of the Whole at their meeting on May 7th, 2024. So therefore, the Corporate Services and Public Works Committee recommends that the contract for the restaurant market study to assess the current landscape and future opportunities within the food and beverage industry, with the goal to attract another full-service restaurant to the city, be awarded to the lowest qualified bidder, FBM, in the amount of $11,465.50, HST included, which is within the budget. And I so move.
It is moved by Counselor Lane, second by Counselor Rice. Any comments, questions? I think this is one of our little building blocks going forward. It was a gap that was identified in some of the previous studies we had done. Any comments? Hearing none. I'll call the question. All in favor? And those opposed? Motion carried. Back to you.
I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Councillor Rice there now. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. So our number 4 on our committee report is a recommendation for a vendor for a Forest Avenue kiosk for the 2024 season. So the background on this one is as per direction from Committee of the Whole at their meeting of March the 5th, 2024, the city issued a call for expression of interest for commercial mobile kiosk vendor on Forest Avenue for the 2024 season, has received 12 responses. The Judging and Selection Committee has reviewed the evaluated each application based on the terms and conditions and alignment for services offered, service offerings. Rocketeer Treats with the highest score for operations and service offering alignment is locally owned and operated and offers freeze-dried and gourmet treats in the province. They currently operate out of a storefront in Paradise and in St. John's Farmers Market. Rocketeer Treats has a large following on social media channels and has demonstrated their alignment with the city's vision for affordable service offerings. Based on the evaluations, the Department of Corporate Services recommends that the opportunity to provide services be awarded to Rocketeer Treats, and the committee supports the department's recommendation. The matter was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting of May the 7th, 2024, and given the time sensitivity of this award, the Committee of the Whole authorized staff to proceed with this award immediately, with the matter to be ratified at the next public council meeting on May the 21st, 2024, which is tonight. So recommendation based on the evaluations, the Corporate Services and Public Works Committee is recommending ratification of approval that the opportunity to provide services at the city's Forest Avenue kiosk for the 2024 season, summer season commercial kiosk program be awarded to Rocketeer Treats. And I so move.
It is moved by Counselor Rice and seconded, thank you, by Counselor Lane. Questions? Counselor Locke.
Thank you, Mayor. Not a question, but certainly just want to speak in support of this. The kiosk that we had down at Forest Avenue last year was a huge success, I would think. It's all a part of our economic development strategy and our Find Your Center City Revitalization Plan to get more activity. And it offers an opportunity for residents and visitors to get down to that part of our city and really explore. Councillor Rice mentioned the beautiful trails we have there down around, Twin Falls, and it's just another reason to get out and recreate in the city of Mount Pearl. And this is an affordable option here right now. And our plans going forward, as we know, our city revitalization plan is one of, vision of 20, 25 years out. And in stages, we're going to get there. So I'm super excited about this. And I know we have some other vendors as well. And we've announced, locations around the city where food trucks and other services could park. So it's another link in our economic development strategy. So I fully support this recommendation. Thank you, Mayor.
Anybody else before I call the question? Okay, all in favor? Contrary-minded? Carried.
Thank you, Worship. Our next one is for part of our report is for information purposes. So number 5 is our public works status report. So the following status report is provided for information. So this is National Public Works Week, May the 19th of 2024. So I want to say a big congratulations on behalf, I guess, of council, and the, we certainly look forward to seeing the Public Works group now out doing our trails and our grass cutting and all around the city. They do tremendous work, and just want to say a big congratulations and a big thank you for the work that they do. So our road work continues on our asphalt repairs, our litter cleanup from the winter time now. It's all the snow is gone, so I guess all the old dirt and debris now is around the streets. Sidewalks and street sweeping is ongoing. Maintenance holes and catch basin repairs is ongoing. Lawn repairs are being done now from the winter damage from the snow clearing. Kiosks are in place now down at Forest Avenue. Beautiful job they done down during the past couple of weeks. Bulk garbage collection starts on May the 27th. So if you read up on when your date is for your area. Canada Post inspections are ongoing. I'm sure there's lots of damage now from the winter, from plowing, the contractors that were plowing those areas. So there'll be some damage to people's lawns in that area. So the parks work continues on a trail cleanup, landscaping prep work is ongoing, maintenance on the sports fields now is ongoing. All the outdoor sports fields now that are, starting up is being done now. The Team Goose U baseball field is being prepped now, and we're looking forward to 2025 Canada Games next year on that field. Our fleet, our motor vehicle inspections on all heavy-duty trucks are ongoing. Service and maintenance continue. And our UTM, our general calls for plugged sewers, our service locates, new water and sewer service inspections, camera inspections, troubleshooting, water and sewer repairs, leak detection, hydrant repairs and replacements, lift stations and inspections and maintenance is currently ongoing. And if you look here under our water report, so working in conjunction with our Bay Bulls Big Pond, you'll see our numbers here right now. Leveling out here in our 2024. Looks like it's pretty consistent. And also working in conjunction with our PAID on our capital work projects, and they're currently ongoing. And we had a really busy spring and summer and fall coming up. So be patient in your areas and be mindful of construction workers and projects on the go in your streets. And that's it for our committee report, Your Worship. Thank you.
Yeah, well delivered. And yes, congratulations, as you said, to the fine folks who are always busy, it seems. Not that everybody else isn't, but Public Works seems to always have a lot on the go, as you can see from that long list. So Director Dollemont, congratulations to you, but more to you and your staff for all the good work you do here at the city. The next item, committee report, and Councillor Fry is going to take the lead, is the Recreation and Community Safety Committee report.
Thank you, Your Worship. For the information of public, we just want to let people know that our Mount Pearl Marlins are going to be hosting a swim meet. So there will be some cancellation of recreation swims. The cancellations will be from Friday, May the 31st to Sunday, June the 2nd, as they host the swim meet during these dates. And people can visit the city's website for a full listing of swim cancellations. The cancellation notices will be placed throughout the facility and posted on social media platforms. And also, we have our pool maintenance that's going to be scheduled from June the 8th to July the 3rd. So the Summit Center, which is the pool only, will be closed for scheduled maintenance from Saturday, June the 8th, and this will be after our 3:30 swim lessons, to Wednesday, July the 3rd. And the pool will reopen on Thursday, July the 4th. And communication of this closure will be posted and noted on all social media platforms. And this is to make sure that our pool is in top notch and clean and ready to go. And that's it for me. I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Councillor Locke.
Thank you, Councillor Fry. And speaking of clean and top notch, that brings us to our 20-minute makeover. I know Councillor Lane mentioned this in our last committee meeting, but just a reminder to our residents and businesses throughout the city that our annual 20-minute makeover is taking place during the months of May and June. And just a review of why we call it the 20-minute makeover. We're asking folks, if they can spare 20 minutes of their time, either individually or in a group. You'd be amazed at the amount of litter you could pick up. I know our city staff does a great job. They've been out and about already, picking up litter that ends up blowing around, throughout the fall and winter months. I know I and my wife over the last probably 10 or 15 years, we go to the one spot where we know there's a collection of garbage that always happens in a patch of trees. But we encourage our residents, if you can spare 20 minutes of your time, have a look around your neighborhood or other areas of the city that you might like to see, a little more tidy. And we're encouraged to get out, clean up the gardens, their neighborhoods, community playgrounds. And a reminder that those that want to get out and enjoy the fresh air, some physical activity as well, and you can make something of it. I mean, it's enjoyable. Free bags and gloves are available to anybody who's interested in helping beautify or polish the pearl, as we like to say. And they could pick it up at City Hall, the Summit Center, or the Reed Center. And those interested in participating can reach out to our community events coordinators, and they'll make arrangements for any bags, glove pickups, or anything else that you may need. Just a note here that May and June, are the 2 months that we encourage people to get out. To date, we've had about a little over 10 groups that have come forth, and each group has been 20 or more people. So already we've had over, 200 people that have volunteered their time to get out and pick up garbage in our city. And I remind folks all the time that this is not council city. This is not our staff city. This is our city. And we all have a role to play in beautifying our city. So it doesn't take a lot. So again, hopefully we can get everyone out and spare 20 minutes of their time. I do know I received an invitation today, I think for June 1st. Director Collins, there's a committed effort planned, I think down in the Forest Avenue area, for Saturday, June 1st, for those that want to get out and do a collective. We'd love to see as many people out. And that's it for our committee report. Mayor, I thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving along to the next committee report, we have the Planning, Engineering and Development Committee. Deputy Mayor Kiley, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. So I'm happy to take the first three agenda items, and my colleague, Councillor Rice, is going to take the remaining up to 7. And the following items that I'll be talking about is to be brought forward for the attention of council, which includes some contract recommendations and approvals. The first one on the docket is for 38 Maisonneuve Drive for a family childcare use. A little bit about the background. We were in receipt of an application by the property owner of 38 Maisonneuve Drive to propose and operating a family childcare use. And as per the submitted application, the proposed days and hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. There was a public consultation process. A public briefing session was scheduled for May 1st, 2024. And a notice of the application was posted on the city's website and published with the Telegram and on Saturday, April 13, 2024. The notice was circulated to 144 residents, businesses, and property owners within the 150 radius there, and via Canada Post on Thursday, April 11th. And the Member of Parliament, MHA's Chamber of Commerce, Council, and Directors were all advised of the development. There was one written submission as per the deadline that was received by the city, and the public briefing was subsequently canceled with no expression of attendance was received. So our recommendation today is the Planning and Engineering Development has proposed the discretionary use of the application pertaining to family childcare use on the 38 Maisonneuve Drive section and recommends approval of the application. The committee further recommends that the development permit be issued subject to 7.18 of the Mount Pearl Development Regulations of 2010. Subject to the conditions as set out for the planning, engineering, and development, and specifically conditions as outlined by the following, which is 1, early child care and child development, St. John's Regional Fire Department is 2, 3, the City of Mount Pearl Inspection Services and Municipal Enforcement Division, number 4, City of Mount Pearl Finance Division, and number 5, City of Mount Pearl Planning Division. And I so move.
It is moved by Deputy Mayor Kiley, and thank you.
And that's all right.
No, it is moved by you and second by Councillor Rice. Back to you.
That's okay. We're working. There's always technical difficulties. But thank you, Your Worship. I just wanted to make a quick note of it's always great to see new childcare facilities open up in an area that is greatly needed. We've done a lot of study work around areas that are in need, and I think this is a fantastic addition to that section of our community. So happy to see it. Certainly it'll bring some relief and some options for parents that are in need of childcare. And what better way than to open it something right in your neighborhood? So that's just a quick comment from myself.
No, I was going to ask that. That's okay. No, I didn't know if council had any questions or any comments. But hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? And those opposed? The motion carried. Back to you.
All right, and it's no trouble to see from a lot of the action items that were in spring. It's great to see a lot of work being developed. So just wanted to talk about number 2, which is an request for approval to proceed for Olympic Drive resurfacing. That's contract change order number 2, and it's the removal of asphalt. Contract change number 3, relocation of hydrants. Contract change number 4, addition of 4-inch minus under concrete. And it's not uncommon to see changes as you move along with regards to a development planning project. So we were advised that the tender for the Olympic Drive resurfacing was awarded to Farrell's Excavating on July 25th, 2023, in the amount of $798,933.75. That included HST. And as per our ongoing management of this contract, engineering services requested approval of an additional to the contract in the amount of $82,325.63 HSA included there. And it's to cover the following. So that includes the removal, now change order number 2, which is the removal of asphalt in front of the curb and gutter. That also includes change order number 3, relocating 3 hydrants from the material under the new concrete side. And that's number 4. Let me just restate that. Change order number 3 is relocating 3 hydrants from the rear of the curb and gutter to the back of the sidewalk. And then finally, change order number 4, supply and place 4-inch minus material under the new concrete sidewalk. And our recommendation from the Planning, Engineering, Development Committee is recommending approval of the contract change order to number 2, number 3, and number 4, payable to Farrell's Excavating Limited in the amount of $82,325,000.63, HST included, to the account for additional work completed under this contract, and I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Kiley, and thank you. Seconded by Councilor Rice. Any comments, questions? All right, let's keep on trucking with the pavement. All in favor? Those opposed? Carried.
Now you can hear me. That would be good, wouldn't it? So I am, this is the last agenda item for myself. Then I'm going to pass it along to Councilor Rice. So this is a contract recommendation for 2024 Team Gushu baseball field lighting and structural analysis. So the committee was advised that the quotation for 2024 Team Gushu baseball field lighting structural analysis closed on April 5th, 2024. And the successful proponent was Tiller Engineering. The structural assessment will involve evaluating the current conditions of the light poles, manufactured by Musco and their concrete foundations. Our recommendation is, so the Planning, Engineering, and Development Committee recommends that the contract for the 2024 Team Gushu baseball field lighting be awarded to Tiller Engineering for the amount, for the bid amount of $14,053, and that includes HST. And I so move.
It is again moved by Deputy Mayor Kiley, second by Councilor Rice. Comments? All in favor? Contrary-minded? Oh? You want to talk? Ouch.
We're working, it's like a dance, right? You gotta learn the moves back and forth. We're getting there, yeah. Yes, your worship. I just wanted to say that this is a really good indication of some of the work that is not only going to be beneficial to all of the baseball players and future baseball players and families that are going to utilize this area, but it's a very exciting addition and upgrade for the Canada Games coming up next year. So this is, it's great to see that development and work being done, and I look forward to seeing what the analysis comes back with.
All in favor? Those opposed? That's carried. I wasn't sure I called the question, but anyway, good job. Thank you.
There you go, all set to go. So as you can see, the capital works, our PED is quite busy. So we got four more items here on this one. Number 4 is our 2020 to 2023 multi-year capital works funding programs. So we got a request for approval. This project is going to be closure of some projects and the transfer of funds. So the committee was advised that it is recommended that funds from within the 2020 to 2023 multi-year capital works program be redirected to other projects with the original approved list. You see in your kit there, we have a First Street multi-year project cancelled for 1,100,000. Kane Place multi-year project there, 1.3. That one is cancelled. And Jacqueline Road also a project cancelled with 455,000, 2198. And they are transferred to our Farrell Drive, our Farrell Drive pump house upgrades, our Farrell Drive from Topsa Road to Evans Place, and our White Boulevard full replacement. This is to enhance our development on the north of Topsa Road. Total transferring out would be $2,855,021.98. And transferring in for the 2020 to 2023 will be $2,855,021.98. In addition to the transfers noted above, the committee also recommends that the council request an extension to the funding in program 2020-2023 multi-year projects for an additional 2 years to account for future construction timelines in the upgrade agreement with the province. And I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Rice and
Seconded.
seconded by the Deputy Mayor. Thank you very much. Any questions? Bit of housekeeping going on here. Director Rantle to realign some of the funding pots, but a motion is required, I'm thinking, from in our relationship contractually with the provincial government. I'll call the question. All in favor? Contrary-minded? Thank you. Carried.
Thank you, Worship. Number 5 is our building and occupancy permit listing from April the 8th until May the 3rd, 2024. The Planning, Engineering and Development Committee recommends that the residential and commercial building permits issued for this period, showing a total construction value of $336,300 be approved, and further that the occupancy permit list be accepted as presented. You will see in your kit there, we have 7 there on the residential side, and we have 4 there on the commercial side, and I so move.
Moved by Councillor Rice and seconded by the Deputy Mayor. I'm just doing the accounting. You said how much? 336,000? I'm looking for the number, but I can't seem to find it. I got 76 residential, 95 commercial, 171 for occupancy, and I see 333 and 3,300. Oh, it's another breakdown. Mine's duplicated. Anyway, it's all good. I'm with you now. Okay, so that's what Councillor Rice has moved and seconded. All in favor? And those opposed? Carried, all of it.
Okay, the next one we have number 6. Scroll down here for a second. Now, bear with me. Our development permit listing from April the 8th to May the 3rd, 2024. The Planning, Engineering Development Committee recommends that the following development permits be approved as presented for the period of April the 8th to May the 3rd, 2024. You can see them there in your kit, and I so move.
Moved by Councillor Rice, and thank you, seconded by the Deputy Mayor. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Those opposed? Carried.
Good to see a lot of the projects starting up for development. And number 7 is our, for information purposes only, capital project update. So the following has been issued or will be issued for the 2024 construction season. Tender for asphalt and concrete repaired pending award. Request for proposals for engineering services for design of Holden Street, upgrading to be issued in May of 2024. Request for proposals for engineering services for design of Jackman Drive, upgrading to be issued June of 2024. Tender for Wyatt Boulevard sewage lift station upgrades to be issued fall of 2024. Request for proposals for water system upgrades. This is a design build of the new water storage tank for North Topsa Road to be issued fall of 2024. Request for proposal for sanitary sewer modeling to be issued May of 2024. Request for proposal for our storm sewer modeling to be issued for May of 2024. And the construction has resumed or will be resuming, starting up on the following projects. Birch Avenue is ongoing. Farrell Drive ongoing. Carroll Drive is ongoing. Olympic Drive is ongoing. Our 2024 street markings to start the week of May the 21st, 2024, weather permitting. Streets to be completed by week of June the 2nd include Topsa Road, Black Marsh Road, Mount Carson Avenue, Commonwealth Avenue, Park Avenue, Smallwood Drive, Richard Nolan Drive, Old Placentia Road, Ruth Avenue, Sagona Avenue, and Birch Street. And that is it for our report, Your Worship. Thank you very much.
Any comments or questions? Well delivered. Lots of activity here in the city of Mount Pearl as we transition from winter to spring and ideally to summer. Roundtable time, folks. I'm going to start with you tonight. Councillor Rice, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. I won't be very long. I'm after speaking enough already tonight, so I'm just going to do a couple of quick. Yeah, so I got a couple of small ones. They're actually the. Just bear with me there now. I just want to make a comment on the Focus on Youth Awards. Actually, we had the privilege of attending that a few nights ago, and I gotta say kudos to the City of Mount Pearl and the staff that put it together. And also, I just want to make a comment on how impressed I was with all the talented kids around this area. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I think it's the opportunities that they have now with the people and their teaching methods and the people that they're like the music and the sports and everything to go along with. There's so much talent here, and it was so impressive. Even like all the music groups that played up there that night, it was such an impressive night. And again, the City of Mount Pearl does everything first class. I just want to say, pass along actually to our Director Collins that the staff that we have in that department that put that together did a phenomenal job. So kudos to them. The second one I want to add is I just want to touch briefly on our on the municipal plan review. Quick little note. I'm just going to make a quick little comment about. We have a couple of sessions coming up now in next Monday. It's your chance to get out and have your say or drop out to see what's happening or what's being planned for a municipal plan review and transportation study. So any residents that want to come out and and see what we got planned for the city for the next several years. Lots of exciting stuff happening. There's going to be lots of excitement going around the city, and we to plan the city out to see what you want as residents of Mount Pearl. So I just want to say, the opportunity will be there next Monday. There's 2 sessions, and come out and and see what's happening. And if you want to make a few comments, put your voice towards what you want. We certainly welcome your comments. That's it for me, Your Worship.
Thank you much. Councillor Lane.
Thank you very much. I too wanted to mention the Focus on Youth Awards because it's just such a phenomenal event. It's actually one of my favorites to attend every year. To say we have talented youth in our city is an understatement. And as a teacher, I've been fortunate enough to teach many of the students that were nominated this year as well. So that brings another level of pride to see them from junior high students to high school students who are now they still were then, but are still now so incredibly talented. But I think it's so important to also thank those who did the nominating, because we wouldn't have the events if it wasn't for all of those who put the time and effort in to nominate these youth for the awards. And secondly, I wanted to mention the Connect Club of Mount Pearl. We're having our Ladies Night Out event that's happening this Thursday night, and it's sure to be a great time. While the event itself is sold out, because we have Sheila Williams who's going to be there this year, so it's really going to be a party. So while the event is sold out, We are still selling 50/50 tickets. And all proceeds will be going to aid of mental health. So if anybody's interested in purchasing tickets, please reach out to a member of the club and we'd be more than happy to sell those to you. That'll be it for me this evening, Your Worship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And over to another Connect, a member of council, Councillor Fry.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just two things for me this evening. May the 8th was World Ovarian Cancer Day. And while we had so many proclamations at our last council meeting, I held it for this one because we used to have this incredible lady, Susan Glynn, who would come into our chambers every May and every September, because September is World Ovarian Cancer Month. So she would come in and her biggest goal was to was advocacy and to spread awareness for women of the symptoms, because many of the symptoms are very, very common. She created a poster called 5 Bs, and it's bloating, bowel, blah, all kinds of symptoms that us as women will pass off as, oh, that's just this or just that. But it's so important. And Susan was such an advocate. She had ovarian cancer and she passed from the disease. So as long as I'm around, I will bring this forward every May and every September on her behalf, because she was certainly a force and she wanted to make sure that women knew and were aware of their bodies. So I just wanted to bring this forward here today. And also on upcoming, we have our Park Avenue Pentecostal Church have a free clothing market. And that is taking place as 195 Park Avenue on Saturday, May the 25th from 1 to 3. And they have everything that you can imagine. So if anybody wants to go and have a look, you can just go and take what you need. And they have refreshments, and it's just a beautiful place to go. And likewise, if anybody has any items that they want to donate, it's a great place to donate. And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you much. Over to Councillor Locke.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'll start off with Elite Dance. And this year marks their 10th annual Elite Dance Recital. It's going to be taking place at the Glacier Arena on Friday, May the 31st and Saturday, June 1st. And I just want to extend best wishes to all of our dancers and let them know that we'll be cheering them on. I know I've attended some of these recitals, and there's a lot of grandparents and parents that are just so excited to see. So I just wanted to, again, congratulate Elite Dance on their 10th annual recital. I won't go on long about the focus on youth because we were in attendance. It was lovely. But a guest to the city was in attendance, and they remarked that it was incredible that Mount Pearl, I mean, that represented the gala event Thursday night, but we had a full week of focus on youth activities. Talk is cheap. But in Mount Pearl, we do dedicate significant resources, staff time, because we really do care about the youth in Mount Pearl. And it's not always about the best, the top achievement or all the gold medals. It was a focus on the youth. Some had volunteer work, their commitment to community. So it's always a lovely event. And I just want to extend congratulations to Rosie and Allison. I know they spearheaded it, and I know they have a support staff around them, but they're meticulous, and it showed. The meal was great, the music was great, the venue was great, the decorations were great, and it was top notch. As Councillor Rice said, we always do stuff right here. And the last from me, Your Worship, I want to officially welcome back the Deputy Mayor. I don't think it's unfitting that today was the sunniest and the warmest day that we've had in the year, and that marked today that you returned to the council chamber. So we are absolutely delighted to have you back. And lastly, I want to, in your absence, I just want to send out kudos to Councillor Mark Rice, because he did step in and serve double duty on the committees, which is no small task, and he had the flexibility in his schedule. So it was very generous for him to do so, and I just want to acknowledge that. You did a great job, a lot of work, bringing in 2 committee reports, and you advanced many of the files. So thank you. That's it for me, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor, welcome back. How was your first meeting? I sense the energy, and I sense a lot of warmth and commitment, and it's really good to have you back. And what would you like to talk about in the roundtable?
Well, to answer your first question is like the first cup of tea, like the first sip. It's wonderful. You can't wait for the rest. And that's how it felt. It was like, exactly. But I always like metaphors and that sort of thing, but that's the feeling. It was, and thank you, Counselor Locke, to share, thanks. And, yeah, it was a beautiful day today. And, I definitely felt the warmth and kind of kindness of what a good day can bring to you. I also want to second his comments about Counselor Rice. Professionally, you stepped in. Personally, at many times you stepped in too. And I'm forever grateful for that. And I'm so happy to call you a colleague and a friend. Yes. And that's all I can say before I start bawling again. But I just wanted to say it's been wonderful to be back, to hear about all the files that are being advanced, looking at the agenda and seeing what's to come in this spring. It's just feels like a rejuvenating time, not just for myself, but for the city. We're seeing places just bloom. We're seeing places getting cleaned, people out and about and engaging in this city. And I'm just so happy to be a part of that. Sometimes, when you're dealing with an issue or a struggle within your own life, it feels isolating. And I think one of the things, all of this, from what we're doing underground with asphalt and public works development to what we're doing with youth and, our beautiful green spaces, all of that means is that we care and we want to be out and we want to engage. And I'm just so happy to be a part of that. So that's all I would like to say. And just this city looks beautiful right now. And, I think that has a lot to do with our team here. It has a lot to do with caring citizens that make that happen. And I'm telling you, whether you're using these spaces or not, there's somebody that is absolutely grateful for what you do. Because not everybody may be in a position to clean up. Not everyone is in a position. And that's what city and community work is about, is not just thinking about ourselves, but our neighbors. So I'm really happy to be a part of that and to encourage that. And all we're doing here is just funneling the good work and the good spirit of us as citizens. So thank you very much for everybody. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back. So Deputy Mayor, would you like to close the meeting with a motion, please?
I'd be honored. And it's on the floor.
Moved by the Deputy Mayor and seconded by Counselor Rice. Folks, welcome back.